With Music One, you can create any kind of song or library report that you may need. You can have the report printed to paper, or you can export it to a text file for importing into other kinds of software. Here are the basic steps. Let's create a report showing total plays for songs for a 30-day period. Open the View menu and select Reports. All of your previously created report format designs are here. Open File and select New and name the report. I'm going to name this one 30-Day Total Plays. The report definition window appears. In the title field, I enter what I want to be printed at the top of each page of the report. Next, I tell it how I want the songs to be sorted. In this case, I want them to be sorted by plays in period. The songs that have played the least number of times will be at the top of the list, and the song that's played the most will be at the bottom. I can click the Descend box to the right of that field and reverse the sort order. I tell Music One to count the plays for a 30-day period. After that, to the Edit Track Fields window. Here we select the specific data fields that we want to include on the report. I click just inside the top of this Line 1 Fields box to select an area to insert the first field. Now to the drop-down menu after the Add button. This contains every field that appears on your song cards. It would also include any of the user-defined fields that you might create. On this report, I want only 3 pieces of data. First, artist. I select it, then I click the Add button, and the field is inserted into the Line 1 Fields box. Next, I need title. I scroll down to get that, and then add it. And I want plays in period. My 3 fields are now selected, but I want the artist to be the second column on the printed page. I select it, and then I use the arrow above the Add box to move it up 1 slot. Now I have to tell Music One how to space the 3 columns across the printed page. I select Plays in Period. I want this field to be printed in bold type, so I click the box. If I wanted, I could also assign a color for each field. And in the column box, I enter the number 5. This means this data should begin to print 5 spaces from the left margin on the page. It's like making an indent setting on a word processor. I select Artist and set that field to begin printing 20 spaces across the page, and Title I want to print beginning at column 60. I don't want this report to include song notes or playlist history, so I uncheck those boxes. In the Mode window, I can tell Music One to print the report in color, black print, or ASCII font. The 3 selections on top are for direct printing by Music One. The 3 selections on the bottom are for print to file. You can have Music One export your data to a text file. That file can be either fixed width, tab, or comma delimited. If you're making a text file, you can tell Music One how to name it in the boxes to the right. The default is SREP for Song Report. You can tell it how to date the file. If I change this from month and date to month, date, year, that's how the file will be named when you save it. You can't see the layout on the screen, but you can click the Test button, print 1 page, see how it looks, and then make adjustments as you choose. I'll click March 31st in, and that'll give me a total plays report for the last 30 days of that month. You can always change this setting whenever you want. Every line on the report will be single-spaced. If I want a little space between the lines, I can click the point setting into the vertical spacing field. That'll put a little more space between each line on the printed page. I click OK, and I'm back to the report definition window. For this report, I'm almost always going to include my 2 current and my recurrent categories, so I click those in as default selections. This I can also change too. Now that I have the report defined, I can select any or all categories to include in a printout. To print my reports, I open the Reports window. I click to select the report name, then open the File menu and select Print. Before it prints, I can change the date settings and the categories to include in the report. When I want a 30-day total play report for Power Gold, I deselect the others and click on Power Gold. And that's how you custom design reports in Music One. You can custom design your music log print in much this same manner.